So I'm doing another album reaction. My girlfriend's favorite band is My Chemical Romance at the moment. Used to be Nirvana. This is her favorite My Chemical Romance. It's not her favorite album. Black Parade isn't her favorite album. But it's the album that everyone likes and thinks is like an instant classic. So I thought to react to it. And considering the fact that like as much as I do a lot of rap reactions on this, like I naturally tend towards rock and like emo sort of music because I grew up on that. This might be heckin' fun to do. So I am pretty excited because I know that this is considered like quite a good album. So let's go.
Now come on, come all to this tragic affair. Wipe off that makeup, what's in is despair. So throw on the black dress, mix in with the lot. You might wake up and notice you're someone you're not. If you look in the mirror and don't like what you see, you can find out firsthand what it's like to be me. So gather round, piggies, and kiss this goodbye. I'd encourage your smiles, I expect you won't cry. Another contusion, my funeral jag. Here's my resignation, I'll serve it in drag. You've got front row seats to the penitence bar. When I grow up, I want to be living like I say.
A lot of emo songs, and I think especially with like My Chemical Romance, it's seen as like a theatrical theater good sort of thing, and a lot of people can take that like not seriously because of that. I think there's obviously like certain acts that are kind of like that, where it's like you're not meant to take it as seriously. Like for example, like some 41's like most popular stuff, it's like it's just like fun, jovial, like pop punk stuff, and there's like certain things that are like decently cringe, like the melodrama of Simple Plan, stuff like that, which I enjoy regardless. But there's like the melodrama of that, which is not taken seriously because it's like, oh, woe is me, a bit too much. But what I find with My Chemical Romance, with what I've listened to so far, it doesn't seem to be that way, especially with this song. It doesn't feel like it like cringe or like very angsty and teeny, as much as it's like it's in that genre or whatever. It feels like the negatives and the cringe elements of the genre doesn't come through with this song at all, and I can understand why it holds up so well. It's kind of weird that I've never listened to My Chemical Romance. My girlfriend said, like, you must have a personal like hatred for My Chemical Romance, because you growing up emo and then never listening to My Chemical Romance, it feels like you have to go out of your way to not listen to it, which I just never really listened to any of their stuff. I know like Teenagers, and I know like Black Parade, and I know like Helena or Helena. I don't know which one is what it's pronounced, but I know those, and that's it. But I can actually, it's weirdly, despite the fact that I don't listen to My Chemical Romance, I can hear their influence everywhere. Like if you look at my favorite band, Bring Me the Horizon, the most recent song, Lost, like the chorus sounds very My Chemical Romance. If you go to Youngblood and listen to like Funeral, that sounds very My Chemical Romance. Even if I've only heard like one song, you can just, they have such a distinct sound to themselves that you can hear the influences everywhere, which is like a very good sign of like a band that is aging incredibly well, especially for like a contemporary band like this, where they're only like 15, 20 years old.
And if your heart stops beating, I'll be here wondering, did you get what you deserve? The ending of your life, and if you get to heaven, I'll be here waiting. child and oh so squeamish. You never fell in love. Did you get what you deserve? The ending of your life, and if you get to heaven, I'll be here waiting, baby. You get what you deserve. The ending if your life won't wait, then your heart can't take it down. You heard the news that you're dead. No one ever had much nice to say. I think I never liked you anyway. You're dead. Me from the hospital bed. Wouldn't it be great to take a pistol by the hand? And wouldn't it be great if we were dead? And my honest observation during this operation found a complication in your heart so loud. 'Cause now you got maybe just 2 weeks to live.
I forgot to bring this up in the last song, but what I really like is obviously like punk music and emo and all of that has like a strong steep tradition in progressive politics and stuff like that. So like they're more on the cutting edge of that sort of representation. But it's really cool that like even like in the last song, the referencing of drag, which honestly feels so strange because in 2006 obviously the LGBT people and stuff like that were more discriminated against than they are today. But in a weird way, culturally, they're more at the forefront now, negatively, especially with something like drag, with all of the hatred that trans people and drag gets currently. It just feels really weird because like on like a scale, like we have gay marriage, we have better access to like trans healthcare and sort of stuff like that, and we have more understanding of that. We have better representation in the media and all of that. But when it comes to like drag, there's probably a chance that like hate crimes are a higher rate because of the like it being so ingrained in like our politics at the moment, which is strange. But it's really cool that like it was in the music in a positive light, and like this early on, like 2006, like 20 years ago, which is really cool. Which I know that there was still in media, like there was like Buffy with like 2000 having like gay stuff, but like gay relationships and stuff in media. But it's cool to have it so early on still. And then this, I find that like with the songs I've listened to from My Chemical Romance, it feels like there's a lot of negatives that obviously I touched on with emo music and stuff like that. That is the melodrama that doesn't get taken seriously. But it feels like they're able to like take the like catchy melodies, the very theatrical instrumentation, all of that, and be able to package it in a way where it doesn't really have any of the downsides but only has the benefits. And I think this is why like culturally this album is seen as like aging better and better and better, and it's probably the reason why like My Chemical Romance, despite breaking up and coming back together, and I don't know if they've released any new music, but breaking up and coming back together, and they're a 20-year-old band, how they're still able to like sell out a bunch of stadiums. And even in Australia, like I think they had like 2 or 3 shows in Brisbane where I live, and they are like 10,000 plus people, which is a lot. Where like someone like Pierce the Veil, who just released their new album, I think their biggest venue was at Brisbane with 8,000 people at River Stage, and that was the height that they've gotten. But like My Chemical Romance was able to do that 20 years on, which is a sign of testament that like their music is standing test time and they're standing out a bunch, sitting out amongst the rest of them. Like for example, like Panic at the Disco is quite literally disbanded, but like My Chemical Romance, which is weirdly put in the same bucket, or not that weirdly, but like they're put in the same bucket as that area of like theatrical, special rights and tragedies. How My Chemical Romance is still has that popularity and still has that push behind them, and Panic at the Disco doesn't. I think it's due to the fact that like My Chemical Romance stands out uniquely amongst like the quality of their music compared to like their contemporaries. It's interesting because like my understanding of My Chemical Romance is they're in like the pop punk vein, but it's interesting that like with the vocal inflections and stuff with this, it gets sort of like a screamo bend to how he's screaming out some of these lyrics, which is really fucking cool, especially as someone that enjoys like Bring Me the Horizon's stuff, which it's really nice to get that because it's like very melodic, and then it still has like the rashness that like a scream would have, and I very much enjoy that. That's why like metalcore and post-hardcore is like one of my favorite genres, because I like the pretty melodies in juxtaposition of like harsh screams, which is really cool. And in the same vein, to touch on the same thing that touch on like Bring Me the Horizon, the one thing that I feel like this genre is plagued by is by like bad mixing and bad production, because it was just a bunch of kids just like screaming out this stuff, and some of them didn't have like the best technical ability and stuff like that. But what I appreciate about My Chemical Romance, and it also might touch on to the reason why My Chemical Romance is like has such a like fervent fan base and it's still aging the best, is their production being very clean and very good. And it's one of the reasons why I think Bring Me the Horizon is so good, and the reason why I think Bring Me the Horizon has lasted so long as well is because they've just such unique production, and that is not necessarily seen in like old emo music that much, and which I'm not going to talk about like the emo subgenres. Like I don't technically like I don't think My Chemical Romance technically counts as emo or like Bring Horizon, but I'm just like using the term collectively. But yeah, I think that's the thing that makes like certain bands stand out from each other for like the past 20 years, because like some don't have the best production, and some and they haven't really lasted as long, but like the ones with good production and like good quality behind them, like My Chemical Romance has, and you can definitely hear it because like it's much, and it's probably the reason why like they're so influential, and you can still hear their sound like later today, and with like current acts and stuff like that, because you would have to kind of have good production to be able to make your sound stand the test of time. Because I would feel like you'd be pushed to the wayside and used as like pushed to the wayside if that wasn't the case. Yeah. I don't think I've heard this song before. I might have, but I definitely know the name of it. Like I've heard it being referenced a lot, like The Sharpest Lives. I've heard this like referenced a lot, but yeah.
And it pause when you're out on your own. If I crash on the couch, can I sleep in my clothes? 'Cause I spent the night dancing, I'm drunk, I suppose. If it looks like I'm laughing, I'm really just asking to leave. This alone, you're in time for the show. You're the one that I need, I'm the one that you loathe. You can watch me corrode like a beast in repose. 'Cause I love all the poison away with the boys in the band. There's a place in the dark where the animals go. You can take off your skin in the cannibal.
I really like in like the back of the mix, like the scratching vocals. That shit is really cool. I like it.
Juliet loves a beat and the lust it commands. Drop the dagger and lather the blood on your hands. Rodeo. I've really been on a bender and it shows. So why don't you blow me? Why kiss me if I shake you? Give me a shot to remember. And you can take all the pain away from me. You kiss it, I will surrender. The sharpest lines are the deadliest to lead and let to burn all the empires. So bright the sun is the shade to rise and be in love with all of these vampires. So you can leave like the same abandon me.
Oh yeah, what else? Thinking about saying on like the previous song, they have a lot of like instrumental riffs, and I find that a lot of the time with like certain bands, when they have an instrumental riff, it kind of takes away from the song because it's like a break from the song and it loses the momentum. But what I really like about My Chemical Romance is like a lot of their songs so far, like it keeps the momentum of the song. Where a lot of the time I think like the instrumental and the guitar riffs and all of that, and the solos, those take away from the momentum and actually makes the song a bit worse, despite the fact even if it's like technically proficient. But with My Chemical Romance so far, it has like added to the momentum and has kept you going, which is like really cool. Everyone knows this song. I'm just gonna rock the fuck out. I like this song, obviously.
When I was a young boy, my father took me into the city to see a marching band. He said, son, when you grow up, would you be the savior of the broken, the beaten and the damned? He said, will you defeat them, your demons and all the non-believers, the plans that they have made? Because one day I'll leave you a phantom to lead you in the summer to join the Black Parade. You polish up my scar, give a chair for all the broken, missing hair, because it's who we are. Just a man, I'm not a hero, just a boy who had to sing this song. Just a man, I'm not a hero.
I know that a lot of people will probably take it as like a cringe comparison, but I think it's truly fair to say that like this is the Bohemian Rhapsody of emo music. Not even close. I don't think there's another iconic song that it has like so many layers to it and so much production changes and everything like than Welcome to the Black Parade in a similar vein to Bohemian Rhapsody, which I know a lot. I have a feeling that a lot of people wouldn't care for the comparison because like Queen is like a legendary band that like no, you shouldn't really like compare like the Bohemian Rhapsody is considered like easily like I feel like a top 3, top 5 song, maybe the best song of all time. So like comparing it to that, a lot of people are like, oh, that's disrespectful or whatever. But I genuinely do believe like this is like at least my generation's like Bohemian Rhapsody. I know people made jokes about like Sycamore being it, which maybe, but like I don't even think so. But but like Welcome to the Black Parade, I definitely feel like that is at least the Bohemian Rhapsody of like emo music, and I don't think that's necessarily like insane to say because like it's not like My Chemical Romance doesn't hold like doesn't it's not like they don't put the Queen inspiration on like hard on their sleeve sort of deal. Like I feel like you can easily hear Queen in My Chemical Romance. So yeah, the song is so fucking good. I feel like it's inarguable. Like I don't know how anyone could hate the song unless they have like this topic is just not something they would in this topic if it like triggers them or something. But like this song, holy shit. I don't know the song well though. I'm just reading the lyrics.
I'll make you try to stay, and maybe when you get back, I'll be off to find another way. When after all this time that you still owe, you're still a good for nothing. I don't know. So take your gloves and get out.
didn't know this about My Chemical Romance. Like, it feels like they very much wear like their influences on their sleeve with like it feels very 80s, but obviously it feels like quite modern as well. It's interesting because like I growing up I listened like I had an emo cousin who ever since I was 3 was like showing me emo songs and stuff like that, and I grew up on that. I had a mum who listened to some of it, but then like a massive portion of what I listened to was like what Triple M radio station here in Brisbane, and basically they just played all of the songs from like 70s to like 90s, and then maybe some early 2000s, depending on how old I was, because they always like make sure they don't have the most recent music. They want to have like the old nostalgic music, and like all of the songs I'm hearing from them, especially the rock songs when they do like 500 rock songs in the afternoon or whatever, when they do that, like I'm just hearing a bunch of those influences in this, which is really cool because it's just like a fresh version of that, and it's enjoyable. It feels very nostalgic.
You go. Would you have the guts to say I don't love you like I loved you yesterday?
That was subverting it. I would have thought that went slow. Came back up, which is cool. Yeah, the song feels very nostalgic for like 80s, but then also feels nostalgic because it sounds like 2000 because their influence is so like large. It's great. House of Wolves, the other song. I only know one House of Wolves, and that's Bring the Horizons of Septurnal. Which one's better?
Because I got enough to spare, and I'll be granting your permission, cause you haven't got a prayer. Well, I said, hey, hallelujah, I wanna come on, sing the praise, and let the spirit come on through ya. We got innocence for days. Well, I think I'm gonna burn in hell. Everybody burn a house right down and say what I wanna say. Tell me I'm an angel, take this to my grave. Tell me I'm a bad man, kick me like a stray. Tell me I'm an angel, take this to my grave. Oh, no. You play ring around the ambulance like you never gave a care. So get the choir boys around you, it's a compliment, I swear. And I said ashes to ashes, we all fall down. I wanna hear you sing the praise. I said ashes to ashes, we all fall down. We got innocence for days. Well, I think I'm gonna burn in hell. Everybody burn a house right down and say what I wanna say. Tell me I'm an angel, take this to my grave. Tell me I'm a bad man, kick me like a stray. Tell me I'm an angel, take this to my grave. You better run like the devil, cause they're never gonna leave you alone. You better hide up in the alley, cause they're never gonna find you a home.
Especially that. Like that sounds like so many songs I listen to on so many. It's so
Find you a
cool.
home. As the blood runs down the walls, you see me creeping up these halls. I made a bad motherfucking taste, it's a ramen on my go. And I say what I wanna say. Tell me I'm an angel, take this to my grave. Tell me I'm a bad man, kick me like a stray. Tell me I'm an angel, take this to my grave. Tell me I'm a bad man, bad man. Tell me I'm a bad man, bad man. Tell me I'm a bad man, bad man. Tell me I'm a bad man, bad could get me a drink of water, 'cause my lips are chapped and faded. Call my Aunt Marie. Help her gather all my things and bury me in all my favorite colors. My sisters and my brothers still. I will not kiss you, 'cause the hardest part of this is leaving you. Now turn away, 'cause I'm awful just to see, 'cause all my hair's abandoned on my body, all my agony. Know that I will never marry, baby, I'm just soggy from the chemo, but counting down the days to go. It just ain't living, and I just hope you know that if you say goodbye today, I'd ask you to be true, 'cause the hardest part of this is leaving you. 'Cause the hardest part of this is leaving you.
I know this is like a fan favorite song. I just feel like it makes me mildly uncomfortable the entire time. Because like to talk a tiny bit about my personal life, I just came back from yesterday awake for my great aunt, who like the entire family is close. Like we have like a very matriarchal family, and like our great aunt is like one of like the pillars of like a group of matriarchs in the family, right? And then she has cancer now, and like it's just, I guess, like, I don't know, it feels a bit uncomfortable, bit tender, which makes me believe like I would have to listen to this like times away from now. Yeah, like, because I just came back from the yesterday, which I saw her because it's a living wake. Yeah, seeing her go through chemo, see her after she's like gone through chemo and stuff, that feels. I'm recording this on the same day that I took. So it's just funny that this song is called Mama, and then I was listening to Hey Mama from my Red registration. Pretty sure it's gonna be a lot different vibes from like just the starting lyric.
Mama, we all go to hell. Mama, we all go to hell. I'm writing this letter and wishing you well. Mama, we all go to hell.
Broadway is American, right? Yeah, he is, because the band got started when he watched 9/11. The way he pronounced letter there, it reminded me of like an Australian music comedy artist, Tim Minchin. How he pronounced some words and just random things, just like teleported me to there.
Oh, well, now, Mama, we're all gonna die. Mama, we're all gonna die. Stop asking me questions. I'd hate to see you cry. Mama, we're all gonna die. Hey, when we go, don't blame us. Yeah, we let the fire just feed us. Yeah, you made us so famous. We'll never let you Mama, we're all full of lies. Mama, we're meant for the flies. And right now they're building a coffin your size. Mama, we're all full of lies. Well, mother was the wand into my legs and to my tongue. You should have raised a baby girl. I should have been a better son. If you could count on the infection, naked, amputated ones, you should have been. I could have been a better son. And when we go to blame us, yeah, we let the fire just feed us. Yeah, you made us so famous. We'll never let you go. She said you ain't no son of mine for what you done there.
I think that like the entire album seems basically flawless, except I just don't feel this song too much. But it might just be the fact that I don't have like a personal connection to the lyrics necessarily. Or anything like that. It's just this feels like all the other ones have been amazing. This one feels like it's alright. It's pretty good. Like nothing like spectacular to me. Sorry if this is your favorite song. I don't mean to be rude.
A place for you and just your mind, your manners when you go. When you go to return to me, my love, that's right. Mama, we are gonna hell. Mama, we are gonna hell. Which will be quite pleasant, except for the smell. Mama, we are gonna hell.
Like what I was saying about before with like how a lot of like the theatrics and stuff like that feel like there's no like the downsides. It's hard to like quantify what I mean by that. I tried to before, but like this kind of feels like it still has like that like a bit of an unserious vibe, but not like an intentional like comedic unserious vibe. It just feels like I don't know. There's just something a tiny bit off to about it to me.
And if you would call me your sweetheart, I'd maybe then sing you a song.
But that shit.
Alright, this I like. But for whatever reason before it didn't. But this part I'm enjoying. I really fucking like this.
And walk away a savior or a madman and polluted from gutter institutions. Don't you breathe on me, undeserving of your sympathy, 'cause there ain't no way that I'm sorry for what I did. When through it all, how could you cry for me? 'Cause I don't feel bad about it. So shut your eyes, kiss me goodbye, and say, just say, the hardest part is letting go of your dreams. A drink for the horror that I'm in, for the good guys and the bad guys, for the monsters that I've been. 3 cheers for tyranny, unapologetic apathy, 'cause there ain't no way that I'm coming back again. And through it all, how could you cry for me? 'Cause I don't feel bad about it.
I think this is easily my favorite song apart from Black Parade and maybe Sharpest Lives, I think it's called. But like, this is really Sharpest Knives probably. But this is really good. I think this is like the best song on the album so far. And the reason why my monitor was crashing, I was like wondering if this was like a popular song off the album, but it seems like it's the least popular apart from the hidden track, which is so shocking to me. Like, why? I like this song is really good.
So shut your eyes, kiss me goodbye, and say, just say, the hardest part, the apple.
Like this, like if I'm just going off the streaming numbers, this seems like easily the most underrated song. Like, not even close. I've obviously never heard of it because I haven't heard like most of the songs off of this album. Like I only like 2. But like, why does no one stream this song? If someone has listened to this album and knows the community or whatever, can you tell me why no one listens to this song? It seems like obviously 40 million streams is still like a decent chunk of people, but like compared to the other ones that have hundreds of millions, why does this just not get the play? Like all of the other albums have like 80 million plus, which is double this or even more. Like the next one, like,
I've
why? Just why?
Just say, just say, They're gonna clean up your looks with all the lies in the books to make a citizen out of you. Because they sleep with a gun and keep an eye on you, son. So they.
This is a song like my mum played a fuck ton, and my emo cousin that got me into emo music when I was a little tiny boy. This is the song I was playing so much. It's like this song and like Teenage Dirtbag are the ones that quintessential played all the time.
They can watch all the things you do. Because the drugs never work, they gonna give you a smirk. Cause they got methods of keeping you clean. They gonna rip up your heads, your aspirations to shreds. Another cog in the murder machine. They said I'll teenagers scare the living shit out of me. They could care less as long as someone will bleed. So darken your clothes, I'll strike a violent pose. Maybe it'll lead you alone, but not me. The boys and girls in the clique, the awful names at the stick. You're never gonna fit in much, kid. But if you're troubled and hurt, what you got under your shirt will make them pay for the things that they did.
I will admit, I think this might be a tiny, like, not aged the best, but I still don't really care. I don't care at all. It's still a banger. And, like, the line's even a banger. But, like, there's so many more school shootings now, so it kind of takes an extra flavor, but I do like it.
They said I'll teenagers scare the living shit out of me. They could care less as long as someone will bleed. So darken your clothes, I'll strike a violent pose. Maybe it'll leave you alone, but not me. Oh, yeah.
Even this feels nostalgic, like, compared to, like, with what I was talking about before. Like, it feels like it's nostalgic of, like, an 80s sound or something like that. It's cool.
Teenagers scare the living shit out of me. They could care less as long as someone will bleed. So darken your clothes, I'll strike a violent pose. Maybe the
It might have not actually aged badly, because, like, I don't know. It's probably not in poor taste, because it's obviously talking probably about that topic. I think I'm being a bit of a goofball.
but not me. All together now. Teenagers scare the living shit out of me. They could care less as long as someone will bleed. So darken your clothes, I'll strike a violent pose. Maybe it'll leave you alone, but not me. Teenagers scare the living shit out of me. They could care less as long as someone will bleed. So darken your clothes, I'll strike a violent pose. Maybe it'll leave you alone, but not me.
I didn't know the song was that short. Just a short banger. Just a short banger. Why am I so distracted? Now I've listened to Disenchanted, I think. Is that the Taylor Swift song? Or Enchanted?
Well, I was there on the day they sold the cars for the Queen. And when the lights all went out, we watched our lives on the screen. I hate the ending myself, but it started with an alright scene. It was the roar of the crowd that gave me heartache to sing. It was a lie when they smiled and said you won't feel a thing. And as we ran from the cops, we laughed so hard it would sting. Yeah, yeah. Oh, if I'm so rude.
I I was like touching on it a lot in like the reaction I did today as well with like late registration. The storytelling of this album is so nice. Like there's some songs where the complete storytelling and the lyrics from Driveway are like really fucking good, like really good. And I appreciate that a lot. Like I think like lyrics used to not be that massive of a deal to me. Like now, after listening to more rap and stuff like that, like completely like opened up my mind and brain to like lyrics that aren't just like like I feel like a lot of the time lyrics before when I was younger was like they're just saying the things that I'm feeling, which is like maybe those are good lyrics, but like I guess like there's a difference between good lyrics and good storytelling. And the storytelling in some of the lyrics here are really nice. I appreciate that, and I've learned to appreciate that more as I'm getting older. Like I touched on it at the start, and I'm sorry, I feel like I'm talking not that much. I'm not like I touched on it a lot before, like where like the thematic storyline of like the start of like, oh, they use like the melodrama and stuff like that, but it doesn't feel cringe. It doesn't feel like it weighs down anything. They just take the benefits and they strip away the negatives. I feel like this is sort of it as well. Like it is being like we're gonna get the guillotine, we're gonna fucking kill him and so and we're being edgy and all of that cool stuff, but like it doesn't actually feel like cringe or like edgy for no reason or something like that. Like there feels like I don't know, it doesn't hit like a lot of stuff that is H ball in like from the same era or something like that with the melodrama. It just is nice. I think this is one of my favorite songs of the album as well. Like I would say like Welcome Black Parade, Sleep, this, and then like maybe one of the few songs from the start. Yeah, this is really. Yeah, and to pick up on like what I said before as well, like the solos and stuff like that. It's like I know Blinko. Maybe like the solos, the riffs, the more like production passages, right? I feel like a lot of the time, as I said, it doesn't add to the song. It actually takes away from this. That completely adds to the song. Followed with this verse, or it actually could be the chorus. It floats so nicely. And that's just something that's like I really, really, really appreciate, because there's like quite a few bands and albums that it just doesn't seem to be the case.
No, I know that I can make you stay, but where's your heart? But
I can't pronounce it that. It's cute, but I like it.
But where's your... And I know there's nothing I can say to change that part, to change that part, to change. So many bright lights to cast a shadow, but can I speak? Well, is it hard understanding I'm incomplete? A life that's so demanding, I get so weak. A love that's so demanding, I can't speak. I am not afraid to keep on living. I am not afraid to walk this world alone. If you stay.
I really like this adding of it, because like obviously the melodrama and then it can be a bit edgy and stuff like that here and there with like some of the songs, but like with this I really appreciate the like hopeful message aspect of it. And I feel like a lot of the time the hopeful message at like an end of an album that is very melodramatic and stuff like that can feel disingenuous, but I feel like it doesn't feel that way here. I actually very appreciate that, because I feel like you can definitely get like yourself into like a repetitive pit of despair. Like I listened to a lot of like there's like emo rap sort of stuff when I was going through high school, and there's like no hopeful message at that, so it kind of just like spiraled me more and more and more. And it was a helpful thing. I used it as an escapism from like instead of doing other stuff, but like to keep my mind off other stuff. But like it is like a wallowing thing, which is beneficial at sometimes, but I feel like I do appreciate when like there is at least like a hopeful end to some of the music that is more tailored towards people who are obviously dealing with the mental health struggles and stuff like that. So like I do like how there's like a hopeful bend, and it feels rough because it feels like a lot of the time that hopeful bent that people try and put into the positive messages don't feel genuine, and maybe like I'm not in the right headspace anymore to be able to see if this actually feels genuine. But this does feel genuine compared to like but like maybe I wouldn't agree with that if I was like in that space headspace, because I've gotten a lot better. But I do like that aspect. Like I really do like the aspect. Positive message at the end.
Nothing you can say can stop me going home.
That's what I've gotten from it so far. But I could be completely wrong, because like lyrics can be interpreted in a million ways, and the intention can be a lot different.
Can you say my eyes are shining bright? 'Cause I'm out here on the other side of a jet black hotel mirror, and I'm so weak.
Yeah, I was right. I don't know why I was hedging my bets. Like, this is obviously like a positive send off.
This world alone, if you stay, you'll be forgiven. Nothing you can say can stop me going home. I am not afraid to keep on living. I am not afraid to walk this world alone. If you stay, you'll be forgiven. Nothing you can say can stop me going home. With words I thought I'd never speak, awake and unafraid, asleep or dead. 'Cause I see you lying next to me. With words I thought I'd never speak, awake and unafraid, asleep or dead. 'Cause I see you lying next to me. With words I thought I'd never speak, awake and unafraid, asleep or dead. 'Cause I see you lying next to me. With words I thought I'd never speak, awake and unafraid, asleep or dead. Nothing you can say can stop me going home.
I assume that like I do listen to the bonus like hidden track, but I wouldn't be surprised if that was the last words, because it's literally famous last words. Like that could be the end of the thing. But I'm going to obviously listen to this. This has a lot less streams, which makes me believe that this was actually. There's no sound. We're like 11 seconds in. No sound. Alright. I just clicked the lyrics to try and push me into it. 2 minutes 33. This is like their version of a skit, I guess.
Drink and it will never be enough, so give them blood, blood, blood. Grab a glass because there's going to be a flood. A celebrated man amongst the gurneys. They can fix me proper with a bit of luck. The doctors and the nurses, they adore me so, but it's really quite alarming, 'cause I'm such an awful fuck. Gave you blood, blood, gallons of the stuff. I gave you all that you can drink, and it has never been enough. I gave you blood, blood, blood. I'm the kind of human wreckage that you love.
A cute little jingle. I liked it. I know this is probably like anticlimactic and stuff like that, but like with my reactions, I feel like a lot of my thoughts and stuff like that, it comes after I've listened to the album multiple times and stuff like that. That's why I plan on doing reviews. I don't know by the time that I upload this, I'm doing reviews because I'm recording a lot of stuff now and I'm planning to like release it like chock a block later, and like cut it up to maybe like do song reactions and that and album, blah blah blah. But so I like my thoughts on the album of as a whole isn't like I'm not writing down notes now or anything like that. I'm planning to do that later and then do an album review of it. So I very much enjoyed the album. I didn't know that I would like My Chemical Romance because like it's obviously like it feels weird to say it because it feels like very judgmental because it's only like a surface level understanding or whatever. But like it felt like a lot of the time My Chemical Romance fans were like a tiny bit pretentious and stuff like that. And I feel like that was part of the reason why I was probably pushed away from listening to the music. But like I can sort of understand why that would be pretentious because like this album is very good and like I can very much understand why it's like aged very, very well. It's very influential, My Chemical Romance, and why like a lot like it has such a massive fan base to this day that is still very active. Like I can very much understand all of those things, because the album's really, really, really fucking good. I would say there's only like one song that I thought was and that was like Mama, but the rest of them like very, very good, very, very good. And it all flows so well. I love it. I'm going to listen and deconstruct the album a bit more later, but yeah, I love this. Good album.